Look, what I always say, and I think this is a good life lesson no matter what you do. If you're a roofer, if you're a mechanic, if you're a YouTube host, if you are a star athlete, as long as your talent exceeds your problems, people will employ you, right?
Yeah.
But then when you go off the crazy train like Keith Olbermann did, or you start losing $40 million a year like Stephen Colbert did, you can sometimes be arrogant enough to think that your talent exceeds your problems. And what you will find is the market will tell you. And I think the market told Colin Kaepernick, look, I've said it for a long time. People used to get mad at me. Back in the day, if Aaron Rodgers had taken a knee because he thought America was too mean to ISIS, somebody would have signed him to play in the NFL, right? Aaron Rodgers could have been like, hey, I'm taking a knee during the anthem because ISIS, we're killing too many terrorists. And somebody would have been like, I don't really agree. But man, he's a better quarterback. He's the MVP. He's better than anybody else. You can get away with a lot.
So even though we both kind of agree that, okay, 2015, 2016, you can see how sports and politics, it was on the same track going together. Do you find it weird that somehow the athletes themselves didn't have a better defense against it? Like political people, they all move in herds and everyone's got their whatever, but sports is the ultimate negation of what should be, of what we think of as identity politics. You don't care when you're on the court.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that the corporations were pushing BLM and all the garbage on us, but you would have thought maybe this is just fantasy land, that the athletes themselves would have done a better job. But I guess at the end of the day, everyone's getting a check.
Yeah, everybody's getting a check. I also think this is where the dishonesty of social media had so much to do with it, is you're making tens of millions of dollars as an athlete. You've got a team that's pretty much advising you on what you put up on Instagram or what you put up. And they were saying, hey, you don't want to get in crosswise with the trans community, or you don't want to seem like you are speaking out against BLM. And so you would like to think that these guys would not be cowards, but the Aaron Rodgerses of the world were actually a rarity. And what I would say is, I think this is where the teams kind of often have these players by the balls. A lot of these guys don't make very much money. And so they don't want to rock the boat, most of them, because the guaranteed contract $50 million a year guy is actually the extreme exception. And so a lot of the guys, I think, were making a decision, hey, in the NFL in particular, average career is like 3.5 years. I'm 23. Do I want to lose my job because I say that Michael Sam's not a hero, or that Leah Thomas, shouldn't be winning a championship while he still had a dick in women's swimming? No, I'm just going to pretend that doesn't exist. And then I think the algorithms were so rigged that a lot of these executives who knew this was all bullshit were cowards. And now you're seeing them do what they know they should have done years ago. And they're basically using Trump as the protective shield to allow them to do what they know they should have been doing for years.
Guys, it's time to strut into the bedroom like your junk just got a VIP invite to the party. Blue Chew's chewable tablets are a motivational coach for your man parts, giving you harder, stronger, longer-lasting edge like your downstairs just chugged a protein shake and hit the weights. When you pop a Blue Chew tablet, your confidence will be so high that your shadow will call you Big Papa. It's not just sex. It's like your pelvis is auditioning for an action movie called The Boner Identity. Guys, this just isn't about performance. It's cementing your third legacy. Emphasis on leg. Who wrote this? Head on over to BlueChew.com to check out your options and level up your game. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew absolutely free. Just use promo code Rubin at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head on over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Right. I think behind the scenes, especially now, these guys are all applauding Trump across the board because they can get back to what the core competency is. But what do you make of like when Kaepernick really was going crazy with all this stuff and then BLM and all this stuff that, he couldn't get on a team and he went to a couple tryouts. He couldn't get on a team. And my position kept being, well, first off, he was aging out a little bit, but he was still basically okay. But what I kept saying about it was, even if he was basically okay enough to get on a team, or maybe even a little better than okay, teams just won't pick him up because they just don't want the headache.
That's right.
Like that the headache was actually bigger than the whatever return they thought they were going to get with his arm.
Look, what I always say, and I think this is a good life lesson no matter what you do. If you're a roofer, if you're a mechanic, if you're a YouTube host, if you are a star athlete, as long as your talent exceeds your problems, people will employ you, right?
Yeah.
But then when you go off the crazy train like Keith Olbermann did, or you start losing $40 million a year like Stephen Colbert did, you can sometimes be arrogant enough to think that your talent exceeds your problems. And what you will find is the market will tell you. And I think the market told Colin Kaepernick, look, I've said it for a long time. People used to get mad at me. Back in the day, if Aaron Rodgers had taken a knee because he thought America was too mean to ISIS, somebody would have signed him to play in the NFL, right? Aaron Rodgers could have been like, hey, I'm taking a knee during the anthem because ISIS, we're killing too many terrorists. And somebody would have been like, I don't really agree. But man, he's a better quarterback. He's the MVP. He's better than anybody else. You can get away with a lot. I don't think it's coincidental that Aaron Rodgers, like, screw you guys, I'm not taking the COVID shot. Most receivers who are making $600,000 a year are like, I'm way more in danger from football than COVID. You can give me 50 shots. I don't care.
Right.
These guys are warriors, right?
Right.
And so I think the number of players whose talent truly exceeds their problems is actually very low. And I think that's true across the board. And so I think most teams looked at Colin Kaepernick, said, we don't see him as a top 10 quarterback in this league. Why do we want to bring in the distraction to our team for a backup quarterback? Again, if he had been Patrick Mahomes could take any political stance he wants on the planet right now. Josh Allen could. Heck, Deshaun Watson got accused of, when they still thought he was good, sexually assaulting like 30 women. And the Cleveland Browns gave him the biggest contract in the history of sports. Now, they're not happy with it now, but it's because he's not very good, not because of what he did off the field.
Right.
That's the actual attack to me on sports, is everyone is amoral if the talent is good enough. That's where you can really, like, hey, is this the right message? Ray Rice knocks his girlfriend out. We're going to not fire him until we realize he only averaged 3.9 yards a carry. And we can actually find somebody better. It's not because he knocked his girlfriend out. It's because he knocked his girlfriend out and he wasn't averaging 6 yards a carry. That's a real criticism of sports, that all that matters is your talent. But most people went to race, they went to identity, and I think they missed the mark on that.
Right. In general, it tells you something about power. I mean, there's plenty of people that were partying with Harvey Weinstein for years. Plenty of people that were partying with P. Diddy for years. Yes. Plenty of people that were partying with both of them for years. But, will they be...
And Epstein, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Until somebody actually faces, and you can't tell me some of those guys weren't like, boy, some of these Harvey stories, a little bit, they sound a little odd. And they even made jokes about it, right? Like, you go and look, everybody was joking, boy, Harvey's always banging some new Hollywood starlet. Really? Why are they doing that,
Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder basically plays Harvey Weinstein.
That's right.
And it's pretty obvious what he was. Anyway.
And by the way, Tropic Thunder, great movie.
Great movie. Never go full retard, bro.
Yes. And Robert Downey Jr. played a black guy. Tom Cruise played Harvey Weinstein. Great humor. I think you and I have talked about it. I'm hopeful that good comedies can come back because for about a decade, Hollywood's been so afraid of offending anybody that they really haven't made a great comedy since 2012-ish, probably. That's in, I think, with this era.
If you're tired of the mainstream media circus and want more honest conversations, go check out our media playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a wide variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.